So if you haven't already, grab a block and a strap, or something that you can use equivalently to a block and a strap. And if you don't have those things, there's plenty workout and stretch and yoga that you can do without them. We're going to use them to make some of what we're doing harder. Sandy, I hope you feel better. I also hope to see you on Thursday. All right, friends. My name is Jacqueline. If you're taking my class for the first time, thanks so much for supporting Twist and small business. And we so appreciate your support. We are going to work on whole body because yoga is full body workout and stretch and mindfulness, but especially we're going to do some extra arm work this evening. And if you don't already have one by your mat, if you could grab a yoga strap and a yoga block or something equivalent, whether that's a dog leash or something long. And if you don't have those things, also fine. We are going to get started off this evening on our backs. Come to a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. Start by noticing your breath. All four parts of your breath. Your breath in. The space at the top of your breath. Your long breath out. And that pause right at the bottom before your breath naturally comes back in. Take several more full breaths here, right where you are. Just noticing all four parts of your breath still. And as you're ready to bring in movement, bend your knees, ground the soles of your feet about mat width. You slowly windshield wiper your knees side to side. And the next time that your knees come to the left, pause there. Reach your arms to the back right corner of your mat. Gently press through the inside edge of your right foot, pressing your right knee forward. Big breath in. Long breath out. Your inhale, make your way back through center. And exhale, switch your sides. Gently press through the inside edge of your left foot, pressing your left knee forward so you're breathing right into the front of your left quad and hip flexor. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. Your inhale, make your way back through center. Now on your exhale, tug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here, rock left and right, circle your knees or your feet. Just massaging your hips, your ankles. And then coming back to center. Extend your feet to the ceiling, bring your hands behind your legs, gently draw your straight legs toward you. Let your shoulders soften. Big breath in. Hug your legs in a little bit closer as you breathe out. And then release your hands, cross your right leg on top of your left, crossing right at the top of your inner thighs. Bend your knees, reach your hands for opposite shins or feet or ankles, whatever is most accessible. And gently draw your legs toward you. Your feet and your shins can point more toward the sides or more toward the ground. You can play with that, just feeling that difference and stretch. Let the tops of your shoulders soften so you're not pulling here with your arms. And then staying on this same side, release your hand. Slide your right ankle over your left quad, reverse pigeon. And again, gently draw your legs toward you. Breathing right into that right hip. A few more full breaths here. And as you're ready, release your hands, unwind your legs, bring your knees to a roughly 90-degree angle over your hips. Roll all the way to your left. Stack your right hip on top of your left. Peel open through your right side, keeping your hips stacked. Whether or not your right shoulder comes to the ground doesn't matter. You're using the stacking of your hips to shift this twist up to your thoracic spine, your mid-upper back. Few more full breaths here. And then as you're ready, make your way back through center. Extend your feet back to the ceiling. Again, bring your hands behind your legs. Gently draw your straight legs toward you. This time, feel as though you're really gently drawing your tailbone toward the ground to get a little bit more length through your hamstrings. Big breath in. Melt your straight legs toward you. Breathe out. And then release your hands, cross your left leg on top of your right. Cross right at the top of your inner thighs. Bend your knees, reach your hands for opposite. Shins, feet, ankles. Doesn't matter. Gently draw your legs toward you. Big breath in. Long breath out. Stay on this same side, but turn this into your reverse pigeon, left ankle over your right quad. Gently draw your legs back toward you. And let the tops of your shoulders soften. And then release your hands. Unwind your legs, bring your knees back to that 90-degree angle, roughly over your hips. Roll all the way to your right. Stack your left hip and knee on top of your right. Keep your hips stacked. Peel open through your left side. And breathing right into your mid-upper back. Couple more full breaths here. And then come back to center. Let's bring your feet to the ground hip width this time. Bring your fingers to graze your heels, press your feet and your arms down, lift your hips, bridge. Without moving your feet, feel as though you're pulling your heels back toward your arms to help engage your hamstrings. Counter that, press down more firmly through your shoulder blades so there's minimal pressure in your neck. Engage your glutes, lift your hips up higher. And as you engage your glutes and lift your hips, actively draw your low belly toward your spine. So you're using that pulling in from your anterior core, the front, to limit how much back bend can come from your low spine. Keep pulling your feet back. One more breath in. And exhale, slowly lower to the ground. Hug your knees back into your chest. This time, rock forward and backward along your spine. Let's make your way to a forward fold, top of your space. And hanging in your first forward fold of class. You can bend your knees enough to rest your belly and your chest on your thighs. Have opposite arms or elbows, or release your hands to the ground or to a block. Big breath in. And breathe out. Another breath in. And breathe out. Big breath in. This time on your exhale, release your hands to the ground if they're not already there. Rock forward and backward along the soles of your feet. Just find where you get the best stretch in the backs of your legs. And then from that point on your inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And again, inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze your quads, fold deeper on your breath out. And then inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Take a back bend, breathe out. Nice, reach high, breathe in. And dive to the ground, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or hop your feet back, plank pose. And hold in your plank. You can stay on your toes, you can bring your knees to the ground. Either way, actively squeeze your glutes, engage your legs. Press down through the pads of your fingers and your palms and press up through your mid-upper back so you get that shoulder protraction. Breathe, come back to noticing your breath. As you did in your bridge pose, actively draw your low belly toward your spine. Big breath in. Really intentionally engage your triceps here, breathe out. And then if you're on your toes, widen your feet a little bit wider than hip width for a little bit more stability. We're gonna play with single arm strength here. Use your core to help stabilize your hips. Inhale, bring your right hand to tap your left shoulder. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand, right shoulder. Exhale, down, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, right hand, left shoulder. Exhale, down. Inhale, left hand, right shoulder. Exhale, down. One more each side. Inhale, right hand, left shoulder. Exhale, down. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, down. Bend your elbows part way down, hold. That could be a millimeter, it could be halfway to the ground. Lower only so far as your low spine stays long. And then without moving your hands, feel as though you're trying to drag your hands toward each other. Breathe, you're here for 3. You can be on your toes or your knees for 2. Breathe in. And lower to the ground. Breathe out. Press your feet down, draw your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, peel your chest up, cobra pose. Engage everything tighter. Lift your chest up higher. Big breath in. And exhale, lower down. Make your way to your first downward facing dog your way. Any movement en route to get to your dog. And then from your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. And exhale, heels toward the ground. And again, inhale up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands, low lunge. Take your strap if you have one. Come on up, crescent lunge with your strap. And then take your strap in both hands, maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width, but find something that's comfortable for you to hold. Square your hips forward. Reach your arms up overhead and then pull your hands apart. Soften the tops of your shoulders. Breathe in. On your exhale, bend that left knee, goalpost your arms. Hips stay square to the front. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull your hands apart. And then if that left knee is bent, if your left knee supports that, pull your right heel and your left toes toward each other without actually moving your feet. Breathe, big breath in. Keep pulling your hands apart, breathe out. Keep pulling your hands, reach your arms up, breathe in. On your exhale, hinge forward. Find a relatively straight line between your left heel and your hands. Big breath in. Then deeper into your right knee, breathe out, pull your hands apart. Keep the depth in your right knee, come back up, crescent lunge, breathe in. Exhale, stay here or hover that left knee, either way, bend and goalpost your arms. Pull your hands apart. Soften the tops of your shoulders. Keep pulling your hands apart. Inhale, lengthen out. On your exhale, hinge. Find that relatively straight line between your left heel and your fingers. And then without pushing off your left foot, float your left leg, warrior three, holding on to that strap. Breathe. Use your outer right hip to steer your left hip bone down. Keep pulling your hands apart. One more breath in. And then bend into your right knee. Step back, crescent lunge. This time, breathe in. On your exhale, open up, high pyramid pose. Try not to cut my head off here. Okay. In your high pyramid, pull your, made it worse. Pull your hands apart. Then bring your heels and toes out. Hands through her, goalpost your arms, so strap behind your head. Pull your hands apart. Dry your low belly and sit your hips lower. Keep pulling your hands. Big breath in. Squeeze your glutes, sit your hips down a little bit lower. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, parallel your feet, dive halfway to the ground. Pull your hands apart. Draw your low belly up and in, so there's minimal arch in your low back. Press through your feet, engage your quads. Big breath in. Keep pulling your hands apart, breathe out. Keep that strength through your arms and your legs, lift back up, breathe in. Exhale, heels in, toes out. Bend and goalpost your arms. This time, stay right here or lift up high into your toes. Draw your low belly and sit your hips down a little bit lower. Keep pulling your hands, soften the tops of your shoulders. And then using your inner thighs, feel as though you're pushing your knees apart, so away from you. Big breath in. You got this. Pull your hands, push your knees, breathe out. Another breath in. Exhale, heels to the ground. Inhale, lift up, high pyramid. Exhale, parallel your feet and dive halfway to the ground. Big breath in. Soften the tops of your shoulders, breathe out. And then keep this long spine, hinge all the way to the ground. And then release your strap back by the top of your space. Let your shoulders and your heads and your heads, just one. Your head, your hands hang heavily. Big breath in. Breathe out. Come back here for longer later. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. We're gonna add in that thoracic twist. So on your exhale, keep pressing your feet down. Keep engaging your quads, so keep your hips square. Walk your right hand over toward your left. Left hand to your left hip, twist to the left. So this twist is coming from your mid-upper back. Keep pressing your feet down, keep engaging your quads. Big breath in. Draw your low belly and twist deeper to the left as you breathe out. Got it, big breath in. And then exhale, unwind to the top of your space, low lunge. Bend into your right knee, dip your hips, breathe in. And exhale, straighten your right leg. Actively engage your right quad as you press through your right heel. So you're using that focus in your quad to help lengthen your hamstring. Big breath in. Keep pushing through your right foot, breathe out. Then keep that strength in your quad, keep pushing through your foot. Gaze in front of your right toes, little bend in your right knee, float your left leg, standing split. So essentially that same shape we were just in, just tipped forward. Use your outer right hip to steer your left hip bone down. Engage your left glute, lift your left leg higher, and then soften your fingers to facilitate your shoulder softening here. So your lower body is super engaged and your upper body is relaxed, relatively speaking. Keep actively pushing through your right foot. Big breath in. And 2 feet touch, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold. Take your block if you have one. Bring it between your legs. We're going to come into a chair pose. Block between your legs. Sink your hips back, reach your arms forward, and then squeeze your legs into the block. Breathe, big breath in. Sit down, lower, breathe out. Big breath in. Sit your hips back, breathe out. Squeeze the block. Keep squeezing the block, hinge at your hips, reach the top of your head and your fingers forward. Big breath in. Keep squeezing the block, breathe out. One more breath in. Your exit out of this is a drinking bird. Come high into your toes, fly your arms. You can always leave your heels on the ground if that's better for your ankles. Big breath in. Keep squeezing the block. If you're on your toes, pick your heels up a little bit higher. And then stay on your toes. If you're there, bring your fingers to graze your back. Keep squeezing the block. Rise all the way to standing on your toes. And exhale, heels to the ground. Take a back bend. Reach high, breathe in. Keep your block, dive to the ground. Exhale. Keep your block. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. On your exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Squeeze your legs into the block. If this doesn't work for you, you can always step back. Otherwise, hop back with the block. Squeeze your legs together. We're going to come back to isolating single arm strength. So we're pretty much all asymmetrical, but when we're doing symmetrical or supposedly symmetrical movements or symmetric movements, usually our stronger side is compensating, and it's really hard to isolate that. So we're going to do a couple more things to isolate it, to force both sides to be the predominant strength arm. We're going to start with asymmetrical push-ups. I know you're still hanging out in plank. Bring your left hand forward, your right hand back. Inhale, push up down. Exhale up, squeeze the block. Left hand back, right arm forward. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Switch it out. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Switch it out, squeeze into the block. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One more each side. Switch your hands. Squeeze the block, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, bring your knees to the ground anytime, switch your hands. Should have said that first. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Square your hands. And then make your way through your vinyasa your way. So that could be lowering your knees to the ground, removing your block. Could be coming to a cobra or an up dog. Any movement en route back to your downward facing dog. Could be a child's pose or a tabletop. And then from your dog, Inhale, press up high into your toes. And exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your left leg high. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge. Take your strap if you're using one. Come on up, crescent lunge. If you're not using a strap, just move your arms and actively squeeze your quads. I mean your quads. Do that too, but actively squeeze your triceps is what I intended to say. So hands roughly shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. Pull the strap apart, breathe in. Exhale, bend and hover that back knee. My knee doesn't want to do that. Pull your hands apart, goal post your arms. Breathe. Big breath in. Hips are still square to the front wall. Squeeze your hands apart. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hinge till you find that straight line, relatively, between your right heel and your hands. Pull your hands apart. Bend deeper into that left knee. And then come back up. Crescent lunge, keep pulling your hands. Exhale, stay here, bend and hover that back knee. Either way, bend and goal post your arms. Pull your hands apart. Do actively squeeze both quads. Inhale, keep pulling your hands apart. Keep squeezing your triceps, lift up. Exhale, hinge. Find that relatively straight line from heel to fingers. And then without pushing off your left foot, float your right leg. Pull your hands. Use your outer left hip, steer your right hip bone down. And then slowly step back. Crescent lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, high pyramid. You say I'm turning around just to face you. So, breathe in. Exhale, bring your heels in, toes out. Bend and goal post your arms. Again, working into our inner thighs this time, 1 foot at a time. Inhale, pick your right heel up off the ground. Exhale, heels can always stay grounded. Keep your heel lifted. Draw your low belly in, gentle tuck of your tail to lengthen your spine. Hands still pulling apart. Pulse your hips, you're here for 5. 4, feel as though you're pressing your knees open. 3, you got this. 2, 1, heel to the ground. Left heel up if you're lifting heels. Pull your hands apart, push your knees open. 5, you've got this. 4, 3, keep pulling your hands apart. 2, 1, heel to the ground. Keep your heels grounded. Push your feet away from each other, push your knees open. Pulse, you're here, last 5. Pull your hands apart. 4, you got this. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. And then release your hands. Take your strap in your hands behind you. Probably a little bit wider than shoulder width, but find something that's comfortable for your shoulders. Pull, shine your chest open. And then on your exhale, forward fold, but with that strap. So gently draw your hands away from you, whether that's an inch off your tailbone or over your head or anywhere in between. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you pull your hands away from you. And then keeping that engagement, gently tuck your chin, turn your head side to side, massage your neck. Keep actively pressing through your feet. 1 more breath in. On your exhale, release your strap. Release your hands. We're coming back to that thoracic twist. Take a halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, hips stay square. Walk your left hand to your right side. Reach your right hand to your hip or to the ceiling. Twist to the right. Big breath in. Push your feet down. Draw your low belly and twist deeper as you breathe out. 1 more breath in. And exhale, unwind to the top of your space, low lunge. Bend into your left knee, dip your hips, breathe in. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Engage your left quad, push through your left heel. Use that quad strength to help lengthen the back of your leg. Big breath in. Got it, breathe out. Keep that same strength. Tiny bend in your left knee, gaze forward, standing split. Float your right leg. Use your outer left hip to steer your right hip bone down. Engage your right glute, lift your leg up high. Actively squeeze your standing left quad and that lifted right quad. One more, you got this, breath in. And exhale, 2 feet touch, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold. If you're using a block for chair, find your block between your legs, squeeze your legs into the block, or squeeze your legs together if you're not using a block. Chair pose. This time we're gonna take an upright twist, breathe in. Exhale, hips stay right where they are at, left hand forward, right arm back. If this is uncomfortable for your right shoulder, flip your arms so your thumb points to the ground so you're internally rotating that shoulder. Big breath in. Draw your low belly and twist a little bit deeper to the right. Come back to center, squeeze the block. Exhale, upright twist, other way. Again, maybe play with that thumb up for external rotation, thumb down, internal rotation for what works better with your shoulder. Breathe in. Hips stay square, squeeze into the block, twist a little bit deeper. Let it come back to center, breathe in, and forward fold. Breathe out. If you have that block between your legs, you can always remove it or challenge yourself to keep it. Squeeze your legs into the block. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Round your palms. If you're hopping back, shift weight into the pads of your fingers so your fingers are like brakes. Come onto your toes, hop your feet back. And then again, we're gonna isolate single arm strength. We're only gonna do 2 each side. So essentially, we're gonna do one-armed chaturangas with both hands on the ground. So keep your feet right where they're at. Keep squeezing the blocks so your core stays engaged. Bring your right hand on top of your left. Bend your elbows back. Press up. Right hand down where it would be normally. Left hand on top. Bend back. Lift up. Squeeze the block. One more each side. Right hand on top of your left, so both hands lower down. Lift up. You have the support of both hands, but each hand is taking a turn being dominant. Left hand on top of your right. Elbows back, lift up, plank pose, make your way through your vinyasa, your way. Any movement en route back to your downward facing dog. Release your block somewhere near the top of your space. Big breath in. Breathe out. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands. No lunge. Push into both feet, come on up. Crescent lunge, this time no strap, thank goodness. Reach up, breathe in. Upright twist, come back to that upright twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Lengthen your spine, hips still square to the front, breathe in. Exhale, twist deeper. And then prayer twisted. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Right hand comes on top, so prayer twisted lunge. Keep your twist. Bring your gaze in front of your right toes. Without pushing off your left foot, float your left leg, keep the bend in your right knee. Breathe. Engage actively both quads. Big breath in, you've got this. Breathe out. One time, keep your twist. Straighten out that standing leg. Exhale, bend back into your right knee. You've got this, use your hands anytime. And then slowly Bring your left foot to your right, prayer twisted chair. You got this. Breathe in. And forward fold. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. And we're going to use that block again to force a little bit more engagement. So bring your block, if you have one, and if you don't have one, totally fine. But vertical, so that your foot can stand on it. So we did this on Saturday too. So I'm gonna chop my head off this video, I'm sorry. Disadvantage of being tall. Stand on the block on your right foot. Bring your left knee up, standing knee raise. Arms reach up. And then extend your left foot forward. Actively engage both quads. Upright twist, right arm forward, left arm back. And then really slowly, we're gonna reach this back, warrior two. Adjust your feet into your warrior two so they're where you want them. For me, that means adding a little bit more space between your feet. If that front foot's on a block, keep it there. Use that lift in your foot to both just change your regular shape, but add a little bit more stretch through your right inner thigh. And now reverse your warrior. Hold. Press through both feet. Keep space in your right side, breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Any variation within that right arm. It can be a half bind, it can reach overhead, it can reach up. Find the depth of this posture through the bend in your right knee. Add work for your outer right hip by pressing your right arm and leg into each other. You got this. Big breath in. Breathe out. Keep the bend in your right knee. Reverse your warrior. Hold. You're going to turn this back into a crescent lunge. For me, that means scooting my left back foot forward a little bit. Turn this into your crescent lunge. And then really slowly hinge forward. Find that relatively straight line between left heel and your fingers. Push through your right foot. Float that left leg, warrior three on your block. And then right away, tuck your left knee in, come to your eagle pose. Wrap your left leg on top of your right. Left arm underneath your right. Reach for opposite palms or shoulders, lift your elbows up, press your arms forward. Squeeze the tops of your inner thighs together. Lower that left foot whenever you need it. Breathe in. You got it, breathe out. Take your time, unwind. Standing knee raise, breathe in. Extend your left foot forward, breathe out. And then really slow pendulum, standing split. Push through both feet, that whole descent. Breathe in, push through your standing foot, especially reach that left foot back. Step back, low lunge. Ground your palms so you're pushing through the pads of your fingers. Lift your right knee up into your chest, three-leg down dog, breathe in. Bend in scorpion, breathe out. Big breath in. On your exhale, step your right foot back between your hands. Low lunge, you can lose your block for the moment near the top of your space. Ground your left palm, extend your right arm to the ceiling, take a twist, breathe in. And then exhale, unwind, quarter turn to the left. Wide-legged forward fold. Spend about 8 full breaths here. Take whatever stillness or movement feels best to your body in this moment. So that could be finding stillness in your fold, that could be taking another twist, that could be taking another shoulder stretch, arms behind you, could be taking an inversion. Whether you're upside down or feet are grounded, focus on your breath, especially that space at the top of your breath. Notice your breath out. So you're using that space at the top of your breath to bring awareness to your exhale. few more full breaths here. On your next exhale, take your time. Release your hands beneath your shoulders. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, we're gonna take a side angle lunge. So Skangasana toward your right knee. Bend into your right knee. We're gonna take side to side lunges, except not how we normally do them. So from your side angle lunge, walk your hands forward into a wide plank pose. And then walk them back into your opposite knee. Bending into your left knee, Skangasana. Press through what's touching the ground. And then again, push through your feet. You're gonna walk this forward, plank pose, so your hips and your shoulders level out. Bend your right knee, walk your hands back, Skangasana. One more time each side here. Weight in your hands, walk your hands forward as that right leg straightens. And then use your hands to push back into that left knee bend. And then last time to get back to the top. Walk your hands forward into a plank pose. Walk them in toward your right knee. And then pivot, low lunge, top of your space. This time ground your left palm, extend your right arm to the ceiling, take a twist. Horizon lunge, breathe out. Drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground so your toes face the right side. Press your hips to the ceiling, breathe right into your right IT band. From here, either side plank your gate pose. Stay on your left foot or bring your left knee to the ground. Slide your right leg back, press your hips to the ceiling. Big breath in. Actively squeeze your left triceps. On your exhale, we're gonna add in a twist. Still arm strength, bring your right forearm to the ground. Forearm side plank, other way. Push your hips up. Breathe, big breath in. You got it, breathe out. One more time. Left hand to the ground. Maybe use that right hand, maybe don't. Side plank with your left arm down. Breathe in. Exhale, come back. Forearm side plank, other way. Left arm still lifts. You got this, breathe in. Exhale, lift up, plank pose. Press your left hand down, lift your right hand up, breathe in. Make your way through your vinyasa, your way. Any movement and route back to your downward facing dog. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge. Press into both feet. Come on up, crescent lunge. Eating hair. Breathe in. Upright twist to right arm forward, left arm back. Play with that shoulder rotation on your left side. Find what works better for your shoulder. And then hair twist and lunge. Hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Left palm on top. Keep your twist. Bring your gaze in front of your left toes. Without pushing off your right foot, float your right leg. Actively engage both quads. Actively engage both glutes. Keep breathing. One time here, we're going to take an elevator motion. Push your left leg into the ground, or your left foot into the ground, straighten your leg. Exhale, come back to that float. And then really slowly, ideally, right knee comes in, prayer twisted chair. Big breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. If you're using a block, grab your block. If not, perfect. Walk vertical, come on up to standing. You're standing on your left foot. Most of us are not even with balance. I certainly am not even. Stand on your left leg. Right knee comes up, standing ears. Can't see you. Extend your right foot forward. So leg is long. And then upright twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Reach through your fingers as though you're being pulled in opposite directions. Take your time. Extend your right leg back. Warrior two. Warrior two with that, so close to the wall. Warrior two with your foot on a block, if you have that. Reverse your warrior. Breathe into the front of your left leg. Big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Any variation here. Add work for your outer left hip by pressing your left arm and leg into each other. Keep pushing down through your back right foot as well. Big breath in. You got this, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. You're gonna then finagle this back into your crescent lunge. So adjust that back foot, lift your arm up, breathe in, hinge, find a relatively straight line between your right heel and your fingers. Bend deeper into your left knee without pushing off that foot. Float your leg, warrior three. And then slowly wrap this in, eagle pose. Right leg on top, right arm under. Squeeze your legs together, lift your elbows up, push your arms forward, breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. As I'm modeling, step off the block anytime. Take your time. Unwind. Standing ears. Extend that right foot forward. Slow pendulum standing split. Push through that block. When your fingers get to the ground, use your outer left hip, steer your right hip bone down. Really reach back through your right toes. Step back, low lunge. Press through your hands. Scoot your knee up into your chest, three leg down dog, breathe in. Bend in scorpion, breathe out. Big breath in. On your exhale, step your left foot back between your hands. Low lunge, remove your block. Here's your twist. Ground your right palm, extend your left arm to the ceiling. And exhale, unwind. Quarter turn to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Spend another about 8 full breaths here. Take whatever stillness or movement feels best to your body this moment. Find your breath out. Make it more intentional. Couple more full breaths where you're at. And then come to meet, wide-legged forward fold. I flipped around just so I'm facing you. Halfway lift, breathe in. On your exhale, you're gonna take that side angle lunge into your left knee. We're coming through a plank to switch sides. Walk your hands forward on plank pose. And then push through your hands. Use that pushing back to bend into your left knee, side angle lunge. Keep pushing through your feet. Hands back to the ground. Walk your hands forward. Push through your feet to get forward. And then push through your hands, bend back into that opposite knee. So your left one. One more time. Push through your feet. Walk your hands forward. Push through your hands. Walk your hands back, bend into your right knee. And then last direction, flat, coming back. Walk your hands forward. Push through your hands, walk your hands back, bending into your left knee. And then pivot to the top of your space. You keep your feet low lunge. Ground your right palm, extend your left arm to the ceiling, take a twist again. But this time, horizon lunge. Drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground, press your hips to the ceiling. Breathe right into your left IT band, that's been working. And then you can always take a gate pose or a side plank. If you're taking a gate, right knee comes to the ground. Breathe. Big breath in. Breathe out. Big breath in on your exhale. Forearm side plank. Slide your left forearm underneath. That knee can always come to the ground to modify. Breathe in. On your exhale, you're coming back to that side plank. See if you can do that without using your left hand. Lift up. Exhale. Slide your left forearm underneath. Forearm side plank last time. Lift up. Push your hips up. And then lead with your right hand. Press back up, plank pose. Breathe in. And this time lower to the ground. On the ground. We're going to take a hip. Actually, I lied. We're going to take a shoulder stretch here. So start with either side. Start with we're just on our left hand. Start with your left arm out. Palm faces the ground. And your hand is roughly shoulder height or a little bit lower. But you're lying with that arm out. Bring your left ear to the ground. Roll onto your left side. Any variation within your right limbs, you can kickstand your right foot behind your left knee, bind your arm, really anything here. Focusing on that left shoulder. For more stretch and more external rotation through your shoulder, gently press through the inside edge, through the pinky edge of your left hand to externally rotate that shoulder. Couple more full breaths here. And then as you're ready, come back to center. Switch your sides so that right arm reaches out. Hand roughly shoulder height, right ear to the ground. Come on to your right side. Any variation within your left limbs. For more stretch through your right shoulder, press down through the pinky edge side of your right hand. Couple more full breaths here. Then as you're ready, let's make your way back to center. This time, connect your hands behind you. So that could be interlacing your fingers, hooking your thumbs, holding onto a strap, doesn't matter. Whatever is comfortable or relatively comfortable for your shoulders. Squeeze the tops of your inner thighs together. Low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Squeeze your legs together tighter. Lift your legs. I find this, I'm looking up at you, but I find this most comfortable to have my chin really slightly tucked, looking kind of directly in front of my nose. Well, on the ground, a couple of inches forward of my nose. Squeeze your legs together tighter, lift up higher. Breathe in. And lower down. Work your way back to your last downward facing dog. Your way. That could be straight to a dog, that could be through a child pose. from your dog. Inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels to the ground. And then walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your space, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Take a back bend, breathe out. Reach high, breathe in. Dive to the ground, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, squat down. Let's bring your sit bones to the ground. Come to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. We're going to do one set of belly up core work. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Keep your head light in your hands so you're not pulling on your neck. Bring your knees to a roughly 90-degree angle over your hips. Inhale, extend your legs out, heels toward the ground. Exhale, contract, bring your elbows and your knees toward each other. You got this. Inhale, extend out, pull your low spine to the ground, so minimal arch in your low back. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open up. Squeeze your legs together. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open up. You got this. Head light in your hands. Exhale, contract. We're going to do 4 more with an add-on breath. Inhale, open up, squeeze your legs. Exhale, contract, hold. Breathe in. On your exhale, pull everything in closer, but don't pull on your neck. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract. Head light in your hands, breathe in. Exhale, hug your knees and pull your chest up closer. Or hug your chest in closer. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract. Stay, breathe in without pulling in your head. Use your core, bring your chest in tighter, use your hips, knees in tighter. 1 more here. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract. Breathe in. Exhale, contract, everything tighter, hold 5. Head light in your hands, hold 4. Hug your knees in 3. You got this, 2. Breathe in. And lower to the ground. Bring your feet about hip width. Bring your fingers to graze your heels. Press your feet and your arms down. Lift your hips. Bridge. Engage your glutes. Right where we started, pull your heels back toward your arms. Press through your shoulder blades. Lift your hips up higher. Breathe in. Exhale. Lower down. Just toe heel your feet back toward the edges of your mat. Again, windshield wiper your knees, really right where we started practice tonight. Side to side. Maybe linger on each side, just breathing into that space. In your side body, the front of your leg. And then as you're ready, make your way back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. And then come back to center. Pull your knees in, hug your chest up tighter, big breath in. And exhale, extend out to your final shape of class. Whatever final shape feels most restful to your body at this moment. Come back to noticing all 4 parts of your breath. Thank you so much for being here to share your practice virtually and